Okay, now that we established the wheel, we are going to now give you the different characteristics of each one of these 30-degree angles and give each character of each one of these um, angles of light that come on to you in an earthly plane here. So let's start with the four elements. And uh, the four elements are fire, earth, air, and water. Now, this is the order. This order is important because this is what establishes the three aspects of what it is to be human. You know, to be human, you are uh, part. You know, your physical body, your ego, and then your second part is you in your community. Who you are in your group, and the third section is who you are spiritually, who you are in the bigger picture, and esoterically, and all three sections are made up of the four elements that make up uh, uh, different qualities of your character and how the light creates those characters. So let's just do abbreviations here for sake to be speed. We want to show you here that it's always going to go to the east. In the east always carries the equinox here, and equinox is balance, and that's where like really everything is. I say is begins and ends the creation. It's the division between day and night, the spirit, the spirit world, and the your day waking life. It's the division. It's the two sides. So we come here to the first part here, and we always start with fire. Fire is the beginning. And let me put these symbols in a better spot, right on the house that we're trying to go on. Here we go. So we're going to put it right here. This is the fire. Next one we're going to put on these lines here is earth, and then air, and then water. And now this makes one: fire, earth, air, water. This makes one quadrant. And then let me just do the rest of them just to keep things going here. We're in the fixed fire now. Remember, it's always going to be in the same, just like right here. We have the generative, operative, mutable. We have the cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So cardinal fire here, right, starting out, and now we get to the fixed fire here. Okay, and next one is earth, and then we have the element of air, giving characteristic to this quadrant of you, and then we have again water. So you see, we have fixed fire, then we have cardinal fire, and then we have fixed fire. Now we're going to have the mutable fire that goes here. This is the fire changing. Mutable. Mutable means change and, mutating. Fire, earth, air, then it ends with water. All right, and so we have that right there for you. So we have these quadrants now. So uh, let's let's give this first quadrant. We're going to use this right here. We're going to just see how it all follows these points. This quadrant we're going to call the me quadrant. And that means you. So this is your, you can see it's the beginning of the day. If this is the east here, this would be the beginning of the day. And, it's how you start your day. When you wake up, you wake up with your mind. Your mind's in the fire. And then you have breakfast. If this is 6 a.m., 7, 8 a.m., you have breakfast, earth. You get some earth in you. And then get some air in your lungs. You see, air. And here, you're moving into your day. So now we're at 12 noon. And you're moving through your day. You're in the water, That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is, your mind, who you are. This is, characteristics of what you have. Could be money, could be possessions, and here is how you learn. Air, and then water is, emotions, or your nurturing, that kind of thing. So fire, earth, air, water, one quadrant. And then the next quadrant, here, we're going to get another color going. Let's just get that one to... And in this quadrant, I'm going to make a line here that's going to go here. See, fire, earth, air, water, and then here's this quadrant broken up. And in this quadrant here, we're going to write we. This is you in your community. We. You have me and then we. There, and this is, the fixed fire, the fire element of, who you are in your community, how you show up, your light, the light that you are, your earth, your job, your, it could be how you make a living, but, earth, materialism, what you do. Here is air, and this is more like your mind. Air is always the mind. And it's your contracts, your agreements, your things of that nature, of the mind. And then water. Again, we're back to water. Emotions in the community. You're nurturing to the community. You're nurturing to what you do in that. And then we get to this last quadrant here. This section, this fire, earth, air, water. And this is my favorite one, the spirit. And I'm going to put another color there to give it something to give you a color graphic to make it look different. And then here we have and this is spirit. Your spirit. All things esoteric, all things metaphysical. Nothing to do with your personal ego. Nothing to do with your community, where you are, your job or anything. Your life. This is in your mind, you know, what you dream about, your emotions, your inner world, your inner angels, your inner demons. All this is all right in here, in the spirit section. So, so here we have the three sections that make up who you are, and it moves in this direction. Like if you were to stand outside, you'd see this in the morning. You'd see the sun coming up, and it would move in this way. And this is the way we're going to take this particular version of the wheel of life, in this moving this way. So the sun would come up, and it would be at 12 noon here. It would set in the west at 6 p.m. somewhere around there. Then it come down here. Down when it gets down here, it'll be at 12 midnight, and then it's coming back around, as it gets back to 6 a.m. again and starts again that way. Same with you, same with your energy and who you are, and all of the your body processes as well move in this manner. They move around from fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water. And when we get to your astrological profile, it's going to move in that same way, and I'll go over the reasons why that is later, but I want to establish the elements and the characteristics of the different petals here, the different angles of light, and they give different characteristics. The elements give different characteristics to this. So, in the next video, we're going to go into giving these some more characteristics of each one of these angles, and show you how they kind of line up and how they kind of through the molecular level all the way to the hours of the day, to the months of the year, to the great year, thousands of years. It's all the same process, and that maps onto your spirit life and who you are. It maps out in the same way. It moves in the same fashion. Like a flower grows, you grow the same way, and you move in the same direction. And remember, we're talking about light, that you are, and we're talking about this wave here. This wave, because of the tip of the earth, gives the sun moves along the equator, it moves above it, and then it moves right to it, and then it comes down below it, and it comes back up to it again. So it makes this wave. This is really another important part, because this wave, again, it separates. I'm going to draw it in there, and the wave separates your inner world, your outer world, daytime, nighttime. It also separates other elements that make your feminine aspects, your masculine aspects. So let's leave this one at that. So and chew on that a little bit there. And these are the elements. These next elements I'm going to put in are going to they get a little more complicated, but this is the basic idea.